Hold on, important disclaimers. This video was started before all of this, and I assure you that I actually have a reason to make such an extensive video on him. It's not about his tone. I also have a rather aggressive tone when something bothers me about the game, and the same tone can even be found in this video. I'm not infallible either. This video is quite a mess, but I wanted it to feel as complete as possible. No matter what or how Arthraix responds, I will only answer it in the comments or, like he does, in community posts. And do not fucking harass anyone I show or mention, or else I will find you. In the case of Arthraix, ignoring him is the best option. And don't worry, this won't be as dry as you think it will be. Have fun.
Disturbing the peace, look into my eyes. Now tell me the things you were loving about behind my back. The tenacity, I hold this heart to break down. It's late for apology, it's going down.
I'm definitely not going to be spelling his name right the entire time, that's pretty much for sure. Dear Arthraix, what is a hypocrite? A hypocrite is a person who professes beliefs and opinions that he or she does not hold in order to conceal his or her real feelings and motives. This ground surely is dusty. Perhaps I should get the G-Check ARM 3 with anti-hair wrap and dual precision, packed with more cleaning features than ever before, to make my room all shiny again. Oh, never mind, a completely invalid reason to procrastinate. Alright. Seems like an important step to not get killed by Nintendo. I do wonder what Le Epic 7 for post-Jucolor coping thinks about this. What? You know what, I've had enough.
My fellow capitalists, it appears as if Arthraix has discovered the secret for your olive play channel where we fantasize about taking full control all over the world. My capitalist marionettes silence him before he can expose us all for our avaricious misdeeds.
I'm just gonna prove you wrong really quick. Just go to my channel, go to the medium video, just tower fly high. Look at what I say. One of the best towers made. And I gave it a 10 out of 10. Don't call me a hater of the tower. You're just making a fool of yourself.
Very, very nice. You know, it would be very funny if the guy preaching to stop spreading misinformation is spreading misinformation himself. That would be hilarious. I will not draw this out too much. Two reasons. One, this is Arthraix. It ain't worth making a whole detailed expose that he will conveniently ignore like all. And somehow, a part of my video is already outdated. So in the process of collecting information and editing, a lot of things have happened, and those fuck up my script a little bit. So I have to try and work with the old script while also bringing in points that Arthraix brought up against me and stuff like that. So yeah, my points don't apply anymore because I'm already putting more effort in than I wanted to. Oops. But in case you have never heard of Arthraix before, lobotomize yourself. Wipe all memory of this video. You might yet be one of the few last pure Etoh players remaining. But in case you're already tainted, Arthraix is your average community member, complaining about literally everything. But Arthraix is special. Let me demonstrate. Some shit gets announced, in this case the anti-copyright measures. Arthraix takes notice and makes one community post about it. Arthraix proceeds to make some more traditional community posts regarding the topic, and bonus, if the topic really bugs him, he will dedicate its own video to it that will never come out because it's delayed by everything else he makes. And now addendum during the editing process. So after I've deceitfully was lurking around the Arthraix Discord server, I figured out that most of the posts he makes, he first talks about them like normally in the server, and then it's probably like, yes, this is truly a topic that I must bring to the board, to the Etoh community. Yeah, so in case you were ever wondering why his posts are so random, that's the reason why. This cycle usually applies, unless it comes to the biomes thing. Oh boy. So the video starts out normally, blah blah blah, then at second 42, this happens.
Where staff claim they accidentally deleted the portals. These lies can be seen through anyone with a working brain. Staff don't want these areas deleted to make this 200% in the game easier, if they were already removed from the extended tracker. Instead, I believe they want to purge former developer creations, and these areas were mostly made by the former developer Blockerman. Grudges like this can be seen with many other updates done to purge Juke or Lightsmith creations, and puncturing holes in the game over envy, spite, and wrath is no good way to run the game. It should be no surprise to any though. This is one of many instances where the community has been pushed and shoved around by the staff and the wiki. After Etoh moderators deleted image permissions and the Etoh wiki staff turned off comments on the biomes page, it's become obvious that we are in a dictatorship in this community. Dictatorship in this community.
Sure. You know what, I let you continue. But without the stuff that I don't need and 2 times speed because else we're never gonna be finished.
Where everything placed below the staff as a rights are infringed upon in this community. The relentless butchering of this game's charm for countless actions, such as changing the game's description, and our constant efforts to ruin the game, are apparent to the whole community, yet not everyone seeing the problem for what it is. Staff had an undeniable intent to make the game even worse than it is currently. They are simply being held back by the loose hold of their community, desperately hoping they don't do anything worse than they are already doing right now. Assess yourselves. Is this really any better than companies that avert changes after losing money? Why has Etoh made the menu become more corporatized? Butchering the UI with more corporate slop, putting the shop in front of the game's menu instead of the settings menu like any other normal game would, adding more and more game passes instead of attempting to improve the game for the masses. Welcome to the transparency that Etoh staff said they would have under the new ownership. The trails obviously failed to show at least half the updates have happened, and rarely ever correctly place releases in the right order. Even go to the point of 5 Genesis and almost compelled not having their floor progress or release estimates shown anymore. If staff can't deliver on basic information like this, what makes them better than Juke? We need from here on, the new staff, honest and transparent, not making sharp changes or infringing on the base rights of the community. We need the new staff, not corporatizing the game and pushing features, covering them up with lies and excuses, providing nourishment to the community and not taking it away from them. We need a new wiki staff, not affiliated with the Etoh staff, not constantly locking comments pages, deleting information, not always siding with Etoh, and banning users such as me simply for making criticisms and satirical remarks about corruption Etoh. We just community finally rise up and finally make change. It's not our time to sit back and relax and let the game become worse than it already is. So why should we let the game that we play for hours on end get ruined? No, it's time for us to actually deal with problems at hand and talk through them, make your changes happen, so that people don't overreach your power and destroy the game as a result. I have that much to say today, so thank you for watching.
So, Arthraix had to write the script, record it in a place only matched by edit it, which then led to 22,000 people watching this, and along all these steps, over 500 people and Arthraix were like, ha, this guy's spitting straight facts, bro, yeah! In case you want an actual detailed dissection of Arthraix video, I recommend watching the video Costas made, which is about that video which comparatively too little people saw, so yeah, go watch that. But now back to my points. So, the staff is corrupt, corporate, and accepts censorship of its community to reach what they want. This viewpoint by Arthraix is publicized the most in this video, however it has been going on since forever? I don't know, bro. And yes, there are plenty of things we could for sure talk about in that video, but that's the thing. His valor takes are completely drowned out by 9 layers of delusion, lies, and bigotry. And let me tell you something. I'm not active in the Discord, but I used to be exceptionally active on the wiki. And thus I can confidently tell you that if the wiki was actually endorsing censorship, I'm still waiting on my post about the looted box system being deleted. Oh wait, I'm friends with the guys running the wiki, which means I'm part of the corrupt elite. But then why are the other posts about this topic still up? The truth of the matter is, the wiki is not corrupt and certainly not controlled by the EToH staff, else it would have been moved to mirror haste 2 years ago. The only connection between the wiki and the EToH staff is Unorthodoxical, who was our wiki staff way before he applied to be a demod in the EToH staff. And the reason pages are locked is to prevent unnecessary drama and emotionally rape-filled hate speech. It's that simple. Which was the exact same reason why you got yourself banned from the wiki. And now, ladies and gentlemen, gays and lesbians, furries and transgenders, a quick tangent on Arthraix ban people. So Arthraix does the usual shtick and overall calls the ban propaganda and censorship, and to shorten this down I will only briefly note something for each paragraph. You are actively trying to make the staff seem worse. This is just stupidly aggressive. You are nowhere near a top editor. No. You didn't, or you did, I can't check. We don't ban people for no... wait, shit, this point wasn't supposed to be revealed yet, shit! We are not. Don't care about the Tower of Wild West very dead situation. You know, became a mod backlash against you can be justified. We did not ban you for outside accusation. Can't wait for the toxic community video. This is plain petty. You are incorrect and you will feel the consequences. I don't know about the former, definitely agree on the latter. It wasn't deleted. After that, an account which literally only existed to plead for the staff to unblock Arthraix appeared, and Cactus explains Arthraix's direct ban reason, though this might be directed to the suspicious account. Thief then understandably assumes the account's an alt of Arthraix and he's ban evading, which led to Arthraix throwing a hissy fit at Thief. He accuses Thief of lying and framing, which makes me actively mad because Thief simply came to a logical conclusion, and instead of pointing out that these assumptions are incorrect, he lies and frames Thief as an incapable liar. Well, guess who's staff again, bitch? And then Arthraix also says that a mod edited this comment, meaning it had to be worse before. No. Cactus then points out that editing messages on your wall makes it seem like a mod edited. Okay, so they have fixed the edited by moderator thing and just said edited now. Still, that doesn't change anything. And that's everything interesting here. So, tangent over, let's continue. Now you see, I've already told Arthraix about why he was directly banned, but, well... But I can help you remind yourself again. Okay, yeah. Now let me log out again and... Wait, where did my comment go? You know, it would be really funny if the guy that is madly against censorship is censoring people under his community post. Yes, Arthraix shadowbans people. Why, you may ask? For telling the fucking truth about the matter, that's why. I'm not the only one, by the way. I know of two? Laughable. Arthraix put up this poll here, and I could see and watch live as comments came and went, with my buddies from the wiki confirming there are way more shadowban people and probably a lot of deleted comments. While Arthraix allows stuff like this, he seems to delete everything he dislikes, such as this message here. Now here's an actual list of potentially shadowban people. All prominent wiki staff, most likely all EToH staff, Costas, Derry, and most likely everyone who wronged Arthraix and those he dislikes. So, yeah. Now, one of my mysterious, anonymous benefactors has given me this. Hard to discern, but that's why I'm here. Here you can see the funny message found inside of Arthraix's Discord server. The anonymous source later left on their own accord, though I wouldn't be surprised if Arthraix banned people he didn't like or are in groups he's actively defaming. That would be real funny if the guy who advocates against community hatred shows immense hatred himself. Did you know that I invaded Arthraix's Discord server? Well, I didn't really invade it, the link was right there. And surprisingly, I got to stay longer than I expected. Arthraix ignored me, despite me clearly responding to him, up until the 29th of March, where he then responded to me because... we will get back to that. And we had a back and forth about fire where I legit forgot who he was until Arthraix mentioned it. We will also get back to all of that as well. After this he banned me a few hours later for... lol, what is all this shit? Quick response time. Unless you interpret this as personal attacks, no I didn't. I wouldn't call it insulting you, I would call it a satirical critique of you. Not sure what you mean, I will assume you meant my response to the doxxing thing. I did not lie. I literally did not do this, I just forgot who made the video. This sounds more like an assumption that I would do it outside the server? Yes. This is too vague and by your standards could refer to anything. Just because I'm against your actions doesn't mean I'm supporting Matrix. If this means what I think it does, every friend group is a hate group now. If I'm wrong, please elaborate. I just want to read this out for you. And wow, with the gift of foresight, I totally wonder why someone like you would do this in the future, complaining about your ban. Because let's face it, an asshole hindsight agent like you will just go right to that the second I do this command. Arthraix, this was by far the funniest ban you could have ever given me. Aside from the fact that I am technically complaining about this now, one actual complaint. Why did you not ban me sooner? Now in conjunction with banning me, he banned Kyle, who I suppose understandably got banned for ban evading, but you originally banned him for being a part of the wiki staff, doing a silly comment, and something vague he might have done without giving proof. Only for him to be banned again for ban evading and a lie. You wouldn't have banned him if I didn't show up, wouldn't you?
I know what kind of man you are.
After our ban, he said this. And he has in fact turned on apply to join. And you know what that means? Arthraix has created an artificial thought bubble for himself where no one would heavily disagree with him. Congratulations! Anyways, right after our ban he put out this post here where he generalizes all the wiki because I said this. Amazing. He's applying here that the EToH staff, friendly reminder that again only Juno is both wiki and EToH staff, doesn't do anything about toxic people, so they can put actual critiques and toxicity into one basket and pretend like the criticism is just toxicity. Arthraix, you are doing the exact same thing in this post. You generalized all the wiki, calling them toxic, and the reason that prompted you to make this post was, reminder, this. You knew my criticisms already. You knew that I already came to you outside the public eye after you shadowbanned me because I gave you the benefit of the doubt. And you chose, despite me staying all formal when you finally responded to me, to call all the wiki toxic because I dared to point out your hypocrisies. Don't worry, we will get to the only problem with my statement later. Now where was I? Next one, right. He mentions me by name. Come on bro, are we for real? Not the point, I want to quote the following. Some people are just completely media illiterate. How could anyone possibly have thought I accused a kid of sending inappropriate content? I was literally pointing out that we were making stuff up about this other person, and then this kid has the audacity to try and say I accused him of sending such stuff. Arthraix, I don't know if you probably watched my announcement, but the masque thing literally appeared for 10 seconds and wasn't even the focus of the announcement. Yet it is the only thing you properly address, and not even correctly. The only person, as far as I know, that has said that Masque sent you porn was yourself. I didn't say it, Masque didn't say it, you did. The point was that you accused him of consuming it. Whether you believe it or not, I didn't even want to talk about that in this video, but whatever. Here's Maxe's response to this shit. I don't know about potential evil stuff he did. Do with this what you will. Oh, and Arthraix, where's the post I directly ask you about? Okay, this is not going to be in the main video, but I have a quick question. Why the fuck is it a bad idea if the games take your ideas? Isn't the entire point of your channel to like improve Etoh? I know it was made some time after the initial music copyright post. Where is it? This marks the second fucking time that you delete an entire post after I said something on or about it. Arthraix, if you ignored my direct question to you and only focused on the small thing that you can potentially spin a narrative around to make me seem worse, then I do not want you to respond to this video unless you actually address the following questions. Why are you lying, framing facts into false narratives, are shadowbanning people, and why do you ignore or deflect all criticism? In case you do properly answer this time, thank you in advance. Let's move on. He also said this in the post's comments, and it's probably clear at this point that that's not my issue. I'm probably more aggressive, but I can't wait for your video, not gonna lie. Also, I feel like there was more comments, I just can't prove it. And this post, you made this to bait me into calling you stupid, am I correct? Shit, Arthraix knows. How will I ever get past this impenetrable defense? Have you tried clicking mehr anzeigen? What? Oh my god, you're a genius! But seriously, he's trying to effectively downplay my video in advance by saying I'm making drama out of nothing. Also, this is just... This is like comparing the size of satellites to the Earth. And finally, this poll. I might have rigged it because I thought it would be funny. It was. He got mad and tried to rig the poll the other way around. Made my day. Thank you, Arthraix. You are still allowed to scream at me for this one. And two more things. First, I will not be talking about the new video. Though the copyright part made me want to...
EToH staff took an extreme measure and escalate the situation to a community-wide problem.
This guy has attacked a direct contradiction in Arth's arguments. Can't wait for Arth to say I'm cherry-picking comments. And, what is this about?
This is just way too perfect, bro. Why does this remind me of another game again? Vibrant resigned. Let's see what this other image is. Oh.
And that's all for this tangent. Now back to the OG script. Psych! Secret third point! A satire channel put out a video that mimics Arthraix Biome's video, but discussing Roblox's great financial decision instead. It can be argued if implementing jokes about Roblox protecting predators in a satire form is questionable or not. The important thing for us is the fact that Arthraix commented under the video and I had a vantage point to talk to him again. He made a post once again twisting the technical words I said around trying to weaken my credibility. Again. He responded exactly how I predicted. Arthraix, you see his comments. Why do you never respond to me directly? Why do you ignore, ban and push me away every time I start to reach out, critique or speak out the truth? Why do you only respond in posts talking about how stupid me and my claims are? There's only one answer I have for that.
Coward. Leave me alone, please. Hiding in the shadows. Hiding from who you truly are. No. You can't escape yourself.
Let's get back on track. Following up, the dude asked Arthraix if he got any proof of this statement. He does! His proof is this. Are we dead ass? This is what actually happened. While Roos or some shit got angry and unwhitelisted the tower on their own, an unorthodoxical also confirmed nobody got banned. It generally baffles me how, despite how provocatively exaggerated his claims are, that there's people genuinely believing he's correct. It's most likely because the bulk of the community is teenagers, and you all have to learn to think and research for yourself and not let an opinion be fed to you by someone else. The other option is, like Derry said,
which is what I would say if nostalgia didn't get a whole different fucking meaning in this community. I think everyone is aware of what nostalgia actually means, but in the EToH community, nostalgia to me gets a whole different meaning. One that I like to call, I don't like the game now, so I'm going to say that it used to be better before, even though there were more problems with it compared to nowadays, just for the sole fact that I started playing at that time. Yup, nostalgia in this community is used as a dogshit excuse to hate on updates, with people saying that EToH lost its soul and that the developers are now quote-unquote only trying to make the game more commercially appealing instead of keeping the game its own original unique thing.
EToH nostalgists who can't get over the rapid changes of last year, so they cling to someone who seems to be very much doing the same, complaining about the new ownership. This is a problem in of itself, however, because fact is, bro is also epically lying. So don't treat everything he says as fact. Alright, very nice. Now, for the next segments, it is vital that I descend into the 6th stitch of the 8th layer of hell, fraud, where all the hypocrites go, as you can see here. So, yeah. I sure hope nobody's going to hijack this long-ass video. What? Okay, so that was not supposed to happen. What the fuck?
Okay, this is my chance. Gotta work fast. There. Okay. Did it work? Good, it worked. Now I can talk. Okay, yeah, this section's gonna be unpolished, but whatever. Yo guys, this is not James Sack speaking. That might be a surprise to you because this might just be the first time I've used my literal actual voice in the EToH community. No game publishing video, you do not count. But when I saw that this was happening, I knew I had to get on it. Okay, wait, what is this about again? This is about Arthraix? Yeah, that's what I figured. I mainly wanted to get into this because I know quite a bit about the situation, and I wanted to get a hold of Arthraix's DMs for a while. People say I should just leave him alone, which, I mean, fair enough, he has already defamed the wiki staff more times than I can count. However, I believe that if a user is able to change, then they should be eased into that change. And that's what I more or less wanted to do. Of course, most of this video is about the hypocrisies that Arthraix has made, and the Theelderssoul did say that he would only attempt one civil approach. So I might as well help him out with this letter by providing some evidence of my own of his hypocrisy. Because I did try to respond in a similar way before. Okay, let's not get ahead of myself. So now I can actually talk about Arthraix instead of going on an unrelated tangent for this entire segment, so let's start that now. Now, some amount of evidence was going to have to come from the wiki, so let's just say I'm glad I'm a discussions moderator. As you may have seen from earlier, Arthraix removed a lot of messages from his message wall, and for a while left just one, which was him basically complaining about his block from the wiki, which we will get to his other complaints about the block later, but I can say this for now about one of the messages that got deleted. Arthraix just provided evidence of some actually doing this before calling them out, not after. I mean, to be fair, you weren't even the person who deleted this, but still. And of course, as I'm writing the script, Arthraix's EToH community document on the Internet Archive turned into a black screen and is now unreadable. Okay, quick editor's note here. I finally got the document to work, and when I got to that part, apparently he does not support the porn allegations, so whatever. That's fine though, because our story really starts with an Arthraix community post. But to be more specific, a reply on said community post where Arthraix says, and I quote, "I'm better than the staff team." Now we could just go the easy route and say that this is self-centered and who cares, but wait! If Arthraix is better than the EToH staff team, then he has to be better than the wiki staff as well, because the EToH wiki is affiliated with the official EToH staff team.
I knew it, I'm surrounded by assholes!
Hold up, this is the perfect thing to start a tangent on! Our story starts late into 2025 when an Orthodox school got added as an EToH trial moderator. And of course, since he is a wiki staff member as well, Arthraix decided to shift his focus towards calling the wiki affiliated with the EToH staff. We can see an example of Arthraix saying this by looking at that video from earlier, where, as we have established before, he says that there is a dictatorship in the EToH community. And later in that video, he says,
We need a new wiki staff, not affiliated with the EToH staff, not constantly liking comments and pages, deleting information, not always siding with EToH, and banning users such as me, simply for making criticisms and satirical remarks about corruption in EToH.
This person doesn't know what the hell he's doing!
For one, this claim is quite misleading since unorthodoxal is the only example given in this section, and two, he once again does not supply evidence as to this affiliation being true. As for my secret third point, none of the other Etoh Wiki staff members are in EToHs official staff team. Hell, I'm not even in the official Discord server. Why? Because I just don't want to be in it. So why make conclusions from basically nothing? Not to mention the fact that Arthraix was blaming Etoh for blocking him from the Etoh Wiki, which, by the way, not even that was true. After that, Arthraix went on a defamatory vendetta against the Wiki and Etoh staff teams, and at one point, he compared it to the connection between the church and the state. Wait, conveniently, that post is gone, so it is now lost media as far as I can tell. Typical Arthraix.
He also said this about the wiki, by the way.
On top of this, the Theelderssoul can add another person to the Shadowban list because I can't even leave a comment about that on his YouTube community post anymore without being hidden. Starting to see correlations? Arthraix has also said that blocking another user over OO multiple times is another sign of censorship. That's not the reason why he was blocked. In fact, he hasn't even been blocked indefinitely like Arthraix has. See? For all I know, if Arthraix is getting this worked up over a temporary block of a different user, this could mean one of two things. Either Over OO is an affiliate of Arthraix, or Arthraix is just calling it censorship because Over OO has the same beliefs that Arthraix has, which honestly, the latter seems more realistic. Now, obviously, there are more things I can talk about beyond just that, like how his motives of taking down Eternalis as the owner counts harassment, or how this comment got deleted off this post, or how 40 plus comments got shadow banned off this post alone, but, I don't want to keep digging to find more because there really isn't any point in doing that. The Theelderssoul didn't really want to make this an extremely deep analysis anyway, so I guess I will leave my part here. Maybe my purpose here isn't to destroy Arthraix with this segment, but rather to prove a point. If you want to defame someone, you should at the very least provide evidence or stop being hypocritical because it's just going to come off as harassment otherwise. And frankly, that really isn't the entire reason why these two kept getting blocked. The real reason is that they're just aggressive. They do not accept criticism even if they say the same things about the Etoh staff and Wiki staff teams. The Theelderssoul can call me back into this video if there is anything else I need to see, but for now, Not James Sack, out.
Now back to the show.
What? Something important I have to mention. I had no hand in James' segment aside from a few minor tweaks and additions or anything he did towards Arthraix during the making of this video. He came to me on his own, he made the segment on his own, and he made the satire account he made on his own. I'm saying this because I know Arthraix can accuse people of being involved in things they aren't, so I wanted to clear that up now. His segment was also finished before this video underwent some revisions, which is why some things have doubled. Okay, so I'm back from whatever the fuck just happened, and now I have discovered the following. What I've shown you for the past 30 minutes or so was surface level stuff. And one or two layers below. Stuff you can find out yourself when you pay enough attention, stuff you can reveal by looking slightly more into it. But if I were to go deeper into all the lies and all the misinformation, then we would be here for at least 3 hours. And that would be completely out of proportion for something like this. So instead, I want to shine light on one more really important aspect that I cannot overlook. This is it. This is the death of Etoh. I hate everything. I hate my life. I hate how everything I've done has amounted to nothing. Despite everything I have tried, the only thing this community has given me is hate. I hate how everyone in real life hates me, and I have nothing to do besides be online. Yeah, so I'm sitting in a corner now. Why am I doing this exactly? I don't know. I don't feel like it's appropriate to script the following segment. So I will be just sitting here and blabbering on about some shit. And then you can see how fucking terrible I am at live speaking. I will be trying to cut out most of the long pauses if I have to think and if I can't speak, like right now, so that this doesn't take 6 quadrillion years. So what is this about? I found a conversation between Unorthodoxical and Arthraix in his server per pure chance. I was searching for something else, I don't know what it was, but that convo was some very interesting insight, because Unorthodoxical is an incredible moderator, like a moderator that goes out of their way to address communal issues. Wow. Y'all should be glad to have someone like that. But the more important things are the things said in this convo. I want to focus on those things and talk about important stuff like mental health, suicide attempts that he has made potentially. About the potential I will say something, because I don't like it when we say potential suicide. So we're going to start with what I have. I don't have everything screenshot because I don't exactly knew where it started and I was kicked out to get more information. But what I started with is screenshots from Arthraix, where he shows his own document, and what he does here is basically calling out different people. What I have to talk about is, so there's stuff like some absolute buffoons saying things like the evil slur towards gay people, but with the form of Arthraix. Here it even says here, people saying the R word, bypassing with my with it's cut off but probably my name, and here also the R word, yeah, the you know when you disable, but we're saying it in an evil way. Why are we doing this? This is not okay. It's not in any form, any sort of way whatsoever okay. I know I have been pretty aggressive towards this video, but if I had to resort to saying stuff like this, then I would just have canned this entire video by this point. Because these are not arguments, these are insults. And then we actually come to the part where Unorthodoxical answers to Arthraix. And Unorthodoxical is a person who's very critical of the staff. So you can see him here being like, yeah, you're right about this one. And it's not like I am just 100% against Arthraix anyway. Like I said, you have arguments that you don't do anything with, because the point is not to make the game better, but the point is something completely different, which I will get into soon. So when people saying stuff about me, fucking idiots, that's what I tell you. All of these people should be thrown off the community and never to be seen again. It's that simple, that's what I say about this. Now here, an argument that Arthraix pulls through most of this convo is that the people who want him are banned mostly now. So according to his logic, the ones were bullshit because he was banned by people who were banned later. Which, that's not exactly how this works. Like, Unorthodoxical says that also multiple times. You know, same thing with the people who got you warned. Although they are banned for their own circumstance, whatever you're there in contact with you still has merit. Which means the ones are legit. Yeah, remember the time over 20 people spent gives me I said I was gonna kill myself in 2024? I hope all of them got banned, that's what I tell you. Then Unorthodoxical points out the following: the way I see it, that you become an incredibly antagonistic figure in the community incredibly quickly because of the criticism being aggressive as shit, which is the case everywhere else as well. So the point of Unorthodoxical most of this convo is to tell Arthraix that all of this is not good for him and he should just stop. As blunt as this is, as bad as it sounds, the first option is of course get out of the community and never look back, but the second option is also stop being hateful about everything, and yeah. And also doesn't help that you don't really respond to people who argue against your arguments or YouTube comments, which is something I have in fact observed multiple times. And then Unorthodoxical says it has started to look like an echo chamber. And I think I've proven over the course of this video that there is in fact an echo chamber in place. And down here, Arthraix says, I find it a problem when people start defending people who harassed me. That's where I draw the line. The thing is, I don't know if there are people I'm thinking of that he could potentially mean, and there are people that I'm not thinking of. The possibilities are endless, and I think most of these people have absolutely no fucking clue that they harassed you. So that's why they jump into defending, because you don't really provide much proof of all what's happening here. But I don't understand why you typically just ignore comments that disagree on stuff like Etoh policy when your channel appears as if it's trying to improve the game and criticize it. So why are you not responding back to them? Why are you making these posts if that's not the point? And now for doxxing, I think you concern yourself over too much, bring up flinging insults and remarks thrown at you years ago. And now Arthraix is accusing the others of having grudges. Not to be banned. Stand out hypocrisy. Hypocrisy is quite a funny word to use in this entire video, because the point I made in the beginning is that you are a hypocrite, which I think I've proven many times. But doxxing also points out there might be hypocrisy in the staff and all of that shit, but does that mean you have kept that grudge too? Because he has wanted to expose them for years now, for something that has happened this long ago, and he is unable to move past this. Here, have I not tried to expose bad behavior in the community? And then doxxing asks, must all terrible behavior towards you be reflected? He's like, just tired of being a punching bag, but I think most of the times it's kind of like, you could have just been the better man in this. You could have been like, yeah, okay, maybe I did in fact do something wrong, but you are not able to admit to yourself that you have done things that are not correct, which is the reasons why you are banned in most of these places. Arthraix finds like, what point are you trying to make of me? And doxxing is trying to explain that his behavior is not helping in the slightest in any of this. But continuing your train of resentment and revenge does you no favors. And Arthraix asks, should I just forgive the people that did this bullshit? Then Arthraix says, to an extent, yes, move on. I know that sounds bad, but what has keeping it as a major part of you done? Has it helped at all? Has it made you feel better? And the way I have seen these posts, I don't think that engaging in this community helps you in any sort of way, mentally at all, because you are seen literally as the lol. Arthraix did some funny posting again. You are way beyond people taking you seriously at all. You have become, as stupid as it sounds, a lolcow for everybody to laugh at because of your funny takes. But the reason why Arthraix stays in here is because, and I quote the following, I have stayed because I want the people who have caused problems to be eliminated from the community and to never touch the internet again. I want them entirely exposed. You realized I have worked hard to expose these people. I have worked hard to build a YouTube following so these people can be exposed. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is the true reason why Arthraix is doing all of this. It's never really been about improving the game as a whole. It's improving the community, I would also not say, because I feel like it's for himself to get revenge on those people that in his eyes have done something wrong to him. Because as doxxing says, and yet your exposures go only as far as they're not liking you. It's weak, Arth. I think a lot of it is weak, and not in to say that you are weak, but that the arguments are weak, because you have nothing. And then very importantly, I am not forgiving the people who have contributed to my 5 suicide attempts. I am aware of the fact that there was a video where he tried to kill himself, or was a sort of death note in a sense. And it's not my goal of this video to instigate another one of this. My point is to simply show Arthraix what he has done wrong, what the hypocrisies in all of his arguments are, and to show everybody else who still, for some fucking reason, believe that he's 100% in the right, understand that is not the case. It is not my desire for Arthraix to kill himself. And I do not want to hear a singular thing about, oh, but he has faked these suicide attempts for attention and to play the victim role. No, that doesn't count. As long as you do not have definitive proof that the suicide attempt was fake, then you have no right to say it was a fake suicide attempt. Just so that we are clear on this one. You faced hate because you set yourself up in a position to receive it from your attitude. And I'm sorry that you had to go through that. But at the same time, with the situation, there's no benefit to you. And Arthraix responds with this. Arthraix does that multiple times because he believes that Juno's goal is secretly to crush his dreams and to incapacitate him so that he stops doing anything. And that's, to me, seems like a very deep-rooted insecurity. That he's scared that everybody in the world is against him. Everyone. Well, maybe not everybody, but most of the people. Because he does not accept a sliver of what Unorthodoxical said, unfortunately, because he continued on like always. But where will that bring you? Unorthodoxical has shown nothing but kindness to you, and it's like, and he is a very introspective and kind person as far as I can tell. He's the last one of us all who would lie and betray you. The last one. And he really only tried to help you, but it didn't let him. And I think that's kind of sad, because you definitely would need that help to maybe better your position in the community. Uno's goal, like he says here, is that he wants Arthraix to care more about himself and not about what everybody else in this community thinks of him. Arthraix, in the pursuit of proving them wrong, went on their level and far above that. There were always mistakes in all of the ownerships, and you are still part of the problem why you got banned in the first place. And here, just let all the people that traumatized you just not get exposed. And Unorthodoxical says that a lot of the times it's like, nobody knows about your problems, the things that are going on in your real life that you are struggling with. Nobody knows this. They only see, and me and myself included, an online persona out to axe the staff team and everybody anybody who you think has done something wrong to you. And I think he's also afraid to leave the Etoh community because of the fact that people recognize him in other communities because of the reputation he has built, which is in fact a problem. And if he is ever to leave this community and like do like stuff on his own anywhere else, whoever follows and tries to harass him, you two have issues to work with if that's the only thing that you can, if that's the only thing you care about, annoying somebody who wants to move away from all of the chaos that he has experienced. Unorthodoxical unironically also offered help. Like, if you're willing, I'll be here to act as your correspondent. He wanted to write a ban appeal for you. He wanted to try and help your situation. And I don't think you have accepted that, because here I literally don't care about you in the status as you just want me to give up all my hard work, which is not the case. Next thing. Unorthodoxical says I think you would start gaining respect if you open up about your struggles to others. Start being more positive about things. And now here, very important, Etoh was the escape for years. Let me see. Living in a Muslim country for close to 2 years. And in those years, I was in a very toxic private school being harassed by my Spanish teacher in public. Anything else? No. And that's the thing. Absolutely nobody fucking knows this out of this conversation. I am probably the guy who publicizes now the first time. I want to say with this that I think that the reason he does all of this, he tries to expose everyone, is because he has absolutely no fucking control in his actual life. So he tries to regain that control, the power over others, by trying to expose them, because this is compensation for his life being absolute shit. And it says something about here, there's therapy. Here. And I hope you're being all open with your therapist as well. It's very important that you are, because all of this is not bringing you joy. It's not bringing you the control that you're trying to compensate. Even if only subconsciously, I'm making like distant diagnosis here. I think it's just deep-rooted insecurity, which is also the reason why you delete those posts, because you're scared that your construct gets shattered the moment anybody points out the truth. This is why you shadow ban things that point out the right thing and try to lie your way up so that you can establish yourself, that you are unable to then finally enact revenge and as the ultimate act of control. It's time to start being introspective about things. And I think there's only really two solutions that you have. You have to either rectify everything and start from scratch with your channel and stop overly trying to get at everybody who has done something wrong against you and try to improve the game and the community as a whole, and stop, lying about all of these things. But I feel like what's best for you is to get out of this community. And if anybody follows this suit, fucking call me up. I'll shoot him out of there. I don't give a shit. I'll do that for you. That's totally fine. Because if you're trying to leave this all behind, then I feel like you have the right to be protected from all of that following harassment, because there's absolutely no reason for people to follow you out. And yeah, you should, instead of doing all of this here, you should go out and improve your mental health. Etoh is the escape, yes, but it's not making it any better, because you're not experiencing any better of a mental state in this community than you are in real life. And there's probably a tiny group of people that you are interacting with outside of all of this. I hope at least that you can go back on, that will support you through your times. People that are not connected to all of this chaotic shit where we all attack each other for criticism, all of that shit, where you just can be yourself. Because I don't think this is you per se, because you are just spewing out an aggressive persona so that you have more control over a life that else lacks all of that for you. Now I think I should read out Uno's final message for this. And you can't get back. What you do is lift yourself back up and forget about all the terrible things people have done to you. Work on yourself, do the things you enjoy. I just feel really bad seeing you dig yourself in this messy, vengeful hole where it doesn't seem you're happy at all. That's what I meant by leave. But if you really want to stay, I give you that advice as well. That what you're currently doing isn't working if you want to respect back. Even if you were completely right from the beginning, people just aren't going to change their opinions about you that easily. Some people will never change their opinion about you at all. You just have to accept that. That's how life is, unfortunately. What I would do if I were you is to stop thinking too hard about how to expose the dangers behind every single change to the game, and then posting those thoughts publicly. I know a lot of people use those posts to laugh at you. Oh, Arthraix hasn't changed at all. He's still the same old douchebag he once was. If I were you and I wanted more respect in the position you're in, I'd talk about your personal struggles and talk about your attempts to get yourself help and do better yourself. I think that it would help a lot, at least within that bubble of your YouTube channel. From there, it's a rocky road up, but I would stop keeping tabs on the different messages from before. I'd write a very clear message as an appeal, describing how you've grown as a person in the last few years. Mods will see that, and I'll make sure that they give it proper thought. I don't think your situation is one where you can't get back from, and you're going to face harassment no matter what, and I wish I could stop that. But I can't, and you can't. But you just have to suck it up and be the better person. I will do my best to stop harassment of you in this server. I've already warned people for endlessly bringing you up and insulting you. You might think I'm against you. I'm not. Truly, I think you're just a kid who was forced down the wrong path, and I want to help, so don't push everything I say away. At least give it a bit of thought, please. I have to go now, so I ended off with that. Arthraix is 15. I turn 18 by the... I am probably 18 by the time this video comes out. I am a basically adult. Kicking down at somebody who has their entire teenage life so far being riddled with nothing but hatred and despair, which is definitely a weird thing to say. I think the reason it is like that is because on the internet it all seems like we're all the same level. I legit thought Arthraix was older than me before I actually figured out his age, which was definitely very surprising. And it's not like Arthraix is unable to do some good Etoh videos, like the one you know, the one with the 22 ways to fix Etoh. I was surprised. No stupid fucking arguments, no completely out of proportion statements that just framed facts as something that they aren't. You should do more of that. I don't want you to look back at this time and have deep and terrible regrets about this. So this video should hopefully serve as something where you can think and reflect on the thing, on what I've said in this video, what you have said, and what Uno has said, and what everybody else has said, except for harassment statements, of course. Because yeah, this is not getting you anywhere. Arthraix. Yeah, I think that's it, isn't it? Probably. Yeah. So. Conclusive statements. It's better if you try to either improve the entire state that your channel is in, or the state your online persona is seen as, or you move on and try to work on your mental health, because this is not beneficial for you, for me, because it's really not all too fun making an entire hate video on someone. Yeah, it's not very fun. I only had fun with it because it's really the editing in of itself, with all of the fun little jokes like I can make. It's not really fun in of itself to do all of this. So yeah, Arthraix, do better for your own sake, if anything. That's where it should have ended, but that's unfortunately not where I can end it. I'm sorry. I wish it didn't have to come to this, but my conclusions can only truly apply if I didn't know more. But I do. So to then let you off with yet another chance, just another warning, would be far more than negligent. It's like giving someone who has broken traffic rules numerous times still only a warning and a meager sum of money to pay. No, Arthraix, not this time. You have been given too many chances by too many people. Unorthodoxical, Costas, Dairy, Mercury, Matrix, Maxke, me, and so many others I do not know of. It would be ignorant of me to pretend that that's it. That it can all be just explained away by you being a troubled teenager. What I said before still mostly applies, but it is only an explanation, not an excuse of all that you have done. Someone put out a video recently. I asked them for permission to use things out of the video, but they didn't answer. However, it is vital for my argument to take 3 images of the video. So I will not say who it was or what the video is called. If the guy who made the video is watching this, I'm sorry. And if you know who I mean, keep him out of this piece. This also goes to you, Arthraix. If you want to go after anyone after this video, then it should be me. Do you see the sentence? This conversation has been screenshotted and recorded, blah blah. This wasn't the only time. He said something similar to Mercury, who owned a fan game called Mercury's Towers of Doom. Oh, and what is that? He said that to Matrix as well. How peculiar. And Max Game? No, he didn't say that to him. Arthraix threatened him with jumping off his apartment building. Oh wait, he said that to Matrix too. And something in the same vein to Mercury too. To threaten them. After they said this to the statement that they were oh so close to redemption. That redemption in relation to Matrix. Are these doxxing allegations from him true? Well, I will still keep you on your toes on that. Now look here. In the video, Arthraix immediately went out of their way to try and defame a game and its owner. Why? For removing their tower without an announcement. But why did the owner do that? I quote, I have seen Arthraix make unjustified attacks towards members of the community. I have seen him show a lack of care to improve himself as a human being. He has proven himself right now to be the one to falsely accuse anyone who he doesn't want to associate with, and doesn't care enough to negotiate nor talk to understand the reasons other people have to go against him. And the final important piece, he has also shown to be extremely abusive with his power, banning people who have no involvement with my decision to remove his towers just because they play my game. You never change, Arthraix. Why should I let you off so easily yet again when you have proven over and over again that every time people give you a chance, it never changes anything? You never reflect, you always retaliate with wrath, spite and envy, never civilly approach them to talk or negotiate why they have done anything relating to you. You never understand that almost all that has happened to you in this community is your fault. How many people have you lied to? How many people have you banned, blocked and shoved away? How many people have you threatened and blackmailed the moment they stopped following your exact desires? How many fan games have you tried to destroy? How many people have you tried to defame? Because you cannot see that it is you, your behavior, that is a big part of the problem. With how many people have you done this, Arthraix? How many people do I not know of? Have you mentally exhausted to a point they do not bother to speak out against you anymore? Helena, I know that terrible things have happened that the staff did not prevent or took action against, let alone inform the community about. But do you really want him to be the one to help you call the staff? After all the work that he had tried to destroy, all the lives he wanted to ruin to achieve his ultimate goal, his true dream? None of us know the full picture, not even me. But what I know settles it for me. So ladies and gentlemen, while I cannot speak for everyone who has ever interacted with him, I can speak for myself. And I want to show you one last thing that I will dissect. Arthraix's response to Znotfireman's video. And Arthraix made another video, this time actively going after someone. Do you see how stupidly difficult it is to make a long video on this guy when he manages to conjure up new stuff on a near daily basis? Whatever, I'm running this down as quickly as possible. In summary, Jay is abusing the power and connections to ban Arthraix constantly. He apparently had no way to fight back. Jay apparently has a grudge against him, potentially because of his criticisms of CSCD. CSCD is only out to maximize profits. Jay unfairly banned him. Jay is immature for this, and everyone is out to get me. And I specifically love the first sentence of this video.
In an ideal world, I wouldn't need to make this video.
Well, guess what? In an ideal world, I wouldn't have to make this video either. If I created a bullshit bingo for the types of claims that Arthraix could bring in such a video, then I'm guaranteed to get at least one bingo with this video. This is literally the most average Arthraix post manifested into a video. Now, based upon what I said previously, it's most likely that you got banned because Jay knows of all the shit you have done and didn't want you to be in a server because of that. And since Jay came out of the uncut version, I'm leaking what I know too. I knew that the video existed before it came out publicly. Someone went to one of Jay's friends with the following. Arthraix apparently reflected and wants to make amends. However, amends for Arthraix doesn't mean a private talk, it means the following. You sent your friend to tell Jay's friend that you either let him back into your server, where he won't do anything for a bit, or he will reluctantly release a video to defame Jay. I strongly suggest to take his evidence into account when making your decision. Last time I checked, what they are doing is not what the definition of making amends is, but the definition of blackmailing. Well, thank you, Arthraix, for confirming everything I just said as true, that you have not listened to a singular thing that Uno said, and that you have not changed your ways at all. And with that out of the way, we can actually get to the finale now. First, the context. Znotfireman's video, who you maybe know for being a builder of TOCAF, was created after Arthraix shadowbanned him and made a post being mad at the staff for daring to listen to Derry's criticism in his video. The contents of the video itself are largely irrelevant because Arthraix barely properly addresses them and are just response to the post before. And since Fire's video has been unlisted, it would also be inappropriate for me to fully include a video that they no longer want to be seen. And Arthraix, instead of just commenting under the video, instead decided to make a two-part response post to the video, of which I unfortunately only have the link to the first one. However, based on things I could recover from part 2 and context clues, we can guess what was said in the second part, but still take that with a slight grain of salt. I'll try to make this as short as possible. I left 3 comments under the video, the first being me just glad someone is finally saying something made before watching the video, the second one after where... I'm back in the fucking corner again, and I don't even know if you can see me all that well because it's getting dark outside. Why are we in the corner again? Yes, I have to apologize for something. I did it twice already, I think, but I don't know if Arthraix really acknowledged either of those. So I'm doing it again. I want to apologize. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I should not have said the thing about with the he has heart failed genetic lottery kind of shit. I should have not said it in any regard whatsoever. It doesn't fucking matter what I actually meant with that. I should not have said it. Speziell weil ich da eine besondere Verantwortung für habe. So yeah, I do not stand behind that statement anymore. I want to make that abundantly clear because I know if I bring all this post up, it's going to be used against me by Arthraix 100%. So I want to say right now that I do not stand behind this statement anymore. Good? Good. And the third is me responding to the two-parter response in an unusually short way for my standards. Now let's really get into this response. First of all, what does Mercury have to do with this? Legit, nowhere in Fire's video or comments do we mention them anywhere. We just so happen to have some degree of connection to them, so we decided to also process his grudge against them in the response. And yes, Arthraix, you are right. Stupid statement, and stupid of me to assume you were gonna ignore it. But I know better now. Arthraix for some stupid fucking reason also mocks the video's editing. For reference, it looked like this, with a text-to-speech speaking out the text to the left. Arthraix, criticism is not invalidated just because someone doesn't have max for level editing skills. And second of all, your non-tower review videos are literally just you reading out script with text and images occasionally shown on the screen, gameplay in the background, and optional subtitles as seen in the J video. And maybe a Breaking Bad edit.
I'm in the Empire business.
Your videos are not all that either. And if editing quality is what decides the validity of criticism for you, then I hope all of this shall finally suffice. For Arthraix's first real point, he says Fire's video is an overreaction for him being shadowbanned. I suppose we could say that, but the video seemed more like a general critique of you than about that, but whatever. And then he starts to drag Mercury into this. He calls him a Zionist for supporting Israel, the country they live in. Bro, just because I maybe don't want my country to be fucking destroyed doesn't mean I support all the heinous shit the people in charge possibly have done. And maybe that also finally explains this joke, doesn't it?
This is just way too perfect, bro.
The second point is, bro generally just no. After that, he goes back onto shitting on Mercury again. How dare Mercury not want to get involved in the beef between you and Matrix, some of the capability to dox people? By the way, yes, I'm pretty confident Matrix could do that from how I understand it. However, one of your screenshots is the most out of context shit you could have possibly sent us proof for him being weird. Also, if Matrix weirded you out, why did you stay friends with him for so long? To get a benefit out of him, of course. Now, the reason why Mercury potentially had a zero drama tolerance policy is because drama is usually what instantly kills a small fan game, because then it will be just a fan game where X and Y happened. Now, the third point is still about Mercury. Again, they were not fucking mentioned in the video, my comments. So Mercury created a joke version of Arth's ominous document, which for the sake of not making this video 5 hours long, I have admitted barely looked into at all. He assumes the anonymous person Mercury talks about is either me or Fire. No. I did not work on the joke doc, and in fact, to call me a friend of Mercury is also a stretch. We do interact occasionally, but our direct friend groups in the community are completely separate. Did Fire work on it? Maybe. I don't know. And everything against you was made up? I think this video should disprove that wholly. Arthraix also thinks that 25% of the people don't support the staff team. With this kind of sample size? From that bubble of your YouTube channel? Whatever floats your boat, man. And that's unfortunately where the first part ends, and now I can only guess what was said. Based upon the fact that the following images are the message I sent to Arthraix's message wall, which he later himself deleted, it is safe to assume that the second post was more focused towards me. And in advance, I may have handled it inappropriately by being very pushy that this would be the only time I would civilly approach like this, which I have somewhat contradicted myself as well. However, for Arthraix to frame it as a fake card deal? That is just wrong. No, I generally believe you bring up points worth talking about. Back when I believed your channel was still about proving Etoh. Although a part of me now is glad that you declined, because I know you would have not treated me any differently than all the rest. And also, to this day I have no fucking clue who the friends are that told Arthraix I'm untrustworthy and suspicious. Generally, I really want to know who they are, because I want to hear your reasoning as to why you think this. But there's two general options. Either they don't exist and were made up to frame me as far worse right off the bat, or they are the same people that defended Arthraix in a Fire's video. And I know that at least one of you will come to comment here. And I will be prepared for that. Just so you know, you might face some opposition this time. However, I only encourage a civil discussion with facts and arguments. That goes to you too, Arthraix. As opposed to your channel, my comments are open for you to talk to me. And speaking of comments, I unfortunately have direct proof that Arthraix deletes comments as the response to another comment under his post is missing. Oh well. Although I can't be too mad of the points you brought up against me, cause you called me the Elder Scrolls. Peak. And based upon the last two images of the first post, he probably complains about Mercury some more, that they have betrayed him or some shit. Well, that's it, isn't it? No. I've deliberately left out one thing. Point 4. It's about Arthraix's curator application that was denied due to behavior. What kind of behavior? You know what kind of behavior. The first paragraph is him wanting to seem better than a struggling curator, the second about how curator apps are stolen from people with real passion, the staff not caring about others, and the third about how it's nepotism that took the spots. Once I noticed the suspicious curation activity, I had to do my own research. I don't take kindly to people who are selfish and put a halt to my own dreams and goals. I always wanted to be staff for Etoh, and people like her are why I am not, because they were selfish. And then I finally understood everything. I finally understood what his true dream was. Why his posts are the way they are, why he attempts to frame and lie, build up an image of a wholly corrupt and incompetent staff team, why it is bad when the staff take his criticisms and ideas too hard. It was never about improving Etoh. It was never just about exposing people with haphazard reasons based upon nothing but spite, envy, and wrath. That is secondary. The primary goal, his ultimate dream. Arthraix does not just want to become a staff member. Arthraix wants to become the owner of Etoh. Don't tell me that's a lie. Matrix quick images doc proves it. And before you ask me why I believe him, should I believe the guy whose messages and experience can be cross-referenced perfectly with others who all have independently interacted with him, or should I believe you, Arthraix, someone who have proven to deliberately lie, frame and make baseless accusations up about others? Who, Arthraix? Should I just pretend that Matrix has built a secret CIA-level network with people only out to get you? In any case, Arthraix wants to become the owner of Etoh, and he will go to great lengths to do so. But how far will he go? That's the wrong question. The question should be, how far did he go already? The document of Matrix I've been teasing answers that. Arthraix, you cannot pretend as if Matrix is an inherently evil and malicious doxer when you wanted him to use his abilities to dox the entire staff team for you. And Matrix didn't do that. What does that say about him? He played along to show the world what you truly are. A teenager driven by an unquenchable lust for power and an unhealthy hyperfixation on achieving their dreams, trying to get petty revenge on those they think have wronged them. And you wanted to completely ruin people's lives because of that. And you have still not apologized. Pretended as if you are the victim. Acted as if it's the others who are the problem. Acted as if all the hate is unjustified. And still pretended that Matrix lied when the proof is right here. And now everyone, I want to open Pandora's box. Show you all that is inside this document. I will not tell, only show. So please, if you want to know, pay close attention to the screen.
Are you sure about that?
Unfortunately, Arthraix, I must correct myself. I see the only solution to all of this is for you to get out of the community and finally work on yourself to become a better person. Because for you to give us an apology, you must already be that better person. I wish you all the best. Sincerely, the Theelderssoul. Now, if you excuse me, I have to get back to cleaning my room.